Hey everybody, I'm with Hey Dr. Rob at the Jayhawks Club. How's it going? Good. So Dr. Rob is one of the foremost experts in keeping a safe, healthy back. I've never, knock on whatever this is, I've never had any back problems other than one time when I was sick. I was like, let's go play golf, and I hurt my back. But only once, so I've never had any golf problems. But I have always, Dr. Rob, had a weak transmission system, meaning my lower body sometimes does good things, but I don't think it translates up because I think I'm weak here.
Okay.
And like I was saying before, I'm a little different where I play my best golf and hit the ball the best when I'm kind of stiff in my body. So I would like that stiffness from, I would like to be flexible in my limbs, but have some of that stiffness here. So Rob went through and did some really cool exercises. I know Be Better Golfers that fitness videos aren't the hottest thing on the channel. You're really going to want to watch this one because it's going to make you better, and stick with it. So what are some ideas that we could do?
So you nailed it there. Really what we want to develop power in any rotational sport, specifically with golf, is you don't want movement through your lumbar spine. You actually want stiffness through here because you can actually generate, research shows that you can generate more force through the nervous system, through the upper and lower extremities when this is stiffened. And we do that with abdominal bracing. There's common misconceptions out there and really misdirection on how to brace the core. We never want to pull the belly button back. You'll hear Pilates instructors and yoga instructors say, okay, now suck that belly button
to the spine.
Yeah, we don't want belly button to the spine because it destabilizes your spine. Okay. So let me show you a cool trick.
Okay.
Put your right, which is your strongest arm?
This one, right?
Okay. Yeah. Put your right arm out in front of you like that. Okay. I'm going to straighten it out, stiffen it for me.
Yeah.
Okay. Now what I want you to do is I want you to suck your belly button back towards your spine. Okay. Suck it right back there, just like your Pilates instructor told you. Now resist me. Okay. There's not much resistance. I can push you away pretty easily. Now what I want you to do is I want you to dig your fingers into your core. Okay. Now I want you to cough really vigorously. Did you feel that pulse out all the way?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I want you to hold that outward push. Okay. That's called intra-abdominal pressure or an abdominal brace. Now hold your arm out again. Now keep that intra-abdominal pressure. Now don't let me move you this time. Now look at the force difference. I can't budge you. Okay?
No, that's good. My foot came off before.
Yeah, exactly. So you were nice and stiff through there. And the reason that is your brain recognizes when your spine is safe through what's called proprioception. So when your spine perceives, or when your brain perceives that your spine is unsafe and it has potential for injury, it will shut down your horsepower. When you're locked in here with an abdominal brace, your brain goes green light, let's hit this and let's give you some power.
All right, let's get into some of the specific moves. I got this thing on, so I'm going to step into this. And why am I doing this? We saw you do it in
it's just a reminder for the timing aspect, because you don't want to create any athletic movement without having some tension here first.
Okay.
Okay. So
any kind of
anything. If you watch the best punchers in boxing in the world, they will tension up through here before they throw a punch. Like we were talking before off camera. If you watch the best golfers in the world, when they're at their takeaway, right before they start their downswing, you will see their course, or you'll see their core actually pulse outward like that. And it's a timing mechanism to keep the spine in a stable position, tension the core so you can really transmit force.
So this is kind of like a monitoring device where I can see whether or not I'm doing that kind of coughing body pressure.
Exactly. So before we do this exercise, I just want you to practice. Just give me tension, like I'm going to punch you, you got to protect yourself. Yep, there you go. There's your nice tension. And you try to not let that go throughout the movement, okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this band and we're going to just do a horizontal little chop here, okay? So you're going to tension first, that bracing or intra-abdominal pressure. We're not going to rotate through the spine. We don't want to be doing a rotation here like Russian twists and cycling crunches and twisting through the spine, because you lose force when you do that and you break the spine down.
We're trying to keep it together.
We're trying to keep it together. The hips are performing the motion. So what we're going to do is step away this way a little bit, okay? Now what we're going to do is we're going to tension the core first, and at the moment that you begin to start your rotation, turn your right foot in this way, push your heel towards the ground, and almost like you're throwing a right punch. There you go. Now you should feel...
Okay, so stomach, I'm going to try.
Yeah, tension it, and then pull the band. Now drive this heel to the ground. You can see right there on camera your butt kind of popped up, and that's your force production right there. And your glutes are some of the strongest muscles in your body, and that's how you're going to generate your force through your golf swing. Now, when you feel like you've got this down, you're going to want to speed it up, because we don't want to do anything slow in athletics, right?
Okay.
So you want to think about tension the core, and boom, tension the core, boom.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect. And really feel for that glute firing. There you go. Now, just for experiment's sake, I want you to do one pulling your belly button back, and you'll notice your timing is off.
Oh yeah, it's like
you're lagging
jointed.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So think intra-abdominal pressure first, then you perform the explosive motion.
All right, so give our Be Better golfers sets and reps for something like this.
So what we want to make sure we do on these movements is we don't ever want to go into a really fatigued state. Because when you're fatigued, you're not going to be able to keep this mechanism. So really your nervous system, your brain, spinal cord, and peripheral nerves just needs a little bit of priming. So I would think 6 to 8 reps. If you're really strong and you're really fit, maybe you can try up to 10. But 2 to 3 sets, 6 to 10 reps would probably be your range. We don't want to get exhausted on this because you can actually end up doing a little harm to your spine by not bracing the mechanism. Good. Yep. Really think about that right glute. Core, right glute. Core, right glute. Core, right glute. There you go.
Okay, good.
Perfect. There you go. And you should feel like you've got a little...
And you'll turn into a gym grunter, and everybody will complain about you, but that's good. I'm working over here. Okay, I'm gonna leave this on.
Yeah.
There's an expensive tool that does something similar, but, you know.
So, I mean, you can use, powerlifters use these, these guys who can squat 1,000 pounds and bench press 1,000 pounds. They use these big heavy belts, and that gives them something to push against, so they can create so much development. Now, I'm not saying your audience and other golfers need to go and wear a belt. This is just a good reminder initially until you actually become proficient at the bracing mechanism. Another thing that I'll have some of my athletes do is, if we don't have an apparatus like this, I'll just have them tap their core. In the middle of a movement, I'll just say, tap your core, and just feel for some tension in there.
Right.
If you have some tension, you know what's on, and you can form the motion from there.
Let's go to our next thing.
All right, so we're going to do something called
Get on the ground.
We're going to do something called a half side bridge. You had talked about how you felt your mechanism of tie-in between your lat and your oblique into your glute wasn't as strong as it should be.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is one of the best moves you can do for that, because it forces your core to stay stable while your knee pushes to the ground to fire your glute, and all of this stays good and strong as you perform a little hip rotation. Okay, so let's go down to your forearm. Okay, now let's stack the knees together. Now, what we want to make sure when we start this is we start in a good spine position, so you're just chest up a little bit.
Like
now,
this?
Yep, just like that. Now we're gonna tension that band. Yep, good intra-abdominal pressure. Now we're gonna pick this leg up, just like this. Now I tell everybody on this move, pretend like your belly button's a flashlight. We're gonna drive this and this to the ground, tension, now pick up. Good. Now your flashlight is pointing forward. We wanna move through your ribs and pelvis as one unit until your flashlight hits the ground. So it's pointing that way down. You should feel your glute really come online. Yeah. You should feel all this come online. Now let's come back up so the flashlight is forward. Now we're gonna sit back to the start position like we're in a chair. There you go.
Oh, okay.
Perfect.
Gotcha.
Okay, so you should feel your whole downside going crazy during this exercise.
I'm going.
So intra-abdominal pressure, crush the ground with your knee and ankle, up, flashlight forward, flashlight down, flashlight back. Now slowly sit back and really push your knee to the ground so you feel that glute come online.
Okay. So I'm going.
So intra-abdominal pressure, come up, flashlight forward, flashlight rounded, flashlight back, slowly sit back. Now cadence it a touch slower. Think 3-second counts. So think 1, 2, 3 up, 1, 2, 3 forward roll, 1, 2, 3 back to neutral, 1, 2, 3 sit back. There you go.
That is a real butt workout.
Yeah, isn't that great? Now, the idea is your glutes are your power generator for the golf swing. So if you can learn to keep this tension throughout the entirety of the exercise, that's just as good as doing a side plank. It's even better than a side plank, because in a side plank, you're just kind of sitting there. This is performing dynamic rotation. So when you're on the ground performing this motion, as I'm up in this position and I go to the rotation, I'm actually getting rotation through my hip here, which is super important for a golf swing, because you, as we talked about before, you have to have that rotation to get a nice turn. So
2 times 6?
I would do that's a tough exercise. If you've got some golfers or some athletes who can do 6 reps, that's pretty impressive. I would on that one. I would do 2 sets to fatigue on that one, with your goal being about 6 to 8 reps.
Okay, and then you just fall down.
Yeah.
You got about 45 seconds.
Okay. All right, guys. How long has it been?
10:15 right now.
Okay, guys, I think those make sense. You can check out Dr. Rob at Hey Dr. Rob on Instagram. Really cool stuff there about protecting your back, and he's going to start developing more and more for golfers and stuff. Thanks a lot. That was fun.
That was fun.
Yeah.
See you.
Bye.